The Tin Kitchen is the top barbecue destination in the West Platte area and has also established itself to be in the top 20 barbecue restaurants in Kansas City. Tin Kitchen's menu features pecan wood smoked meats straight from the pit, slow smoked for up to 16 hours. It features pulled pork, brisket, chicken, and award-winning barbecue ribs. Stop by the Tin Kitchen at 509 Main Street in Weston, Missouri for a fantastic barbecue dining experience, or check out their catering menu at www.tin-kitchen.com or call them at 816-640-0100. Norman Landcraft plans landscapes that are beautiful and functional. If you're renovating or starting new, Norman Landcraft will form your property with professional skill. Call Paul Norman at 816-858-2939 to discuss your project for an investment that grows.
Stone Canyon Pizza has been serving the Northland, Kansas City's best pizza for more than 25 years. With their original location at 15 Main Street in historic downtown Parkville, or their newest location at 504 Northeast 70th Street in Gladstone, there is sure to be a location nearby. Visit their website at stonecanyonpizza.com to view the menu, specials, or to place an order online. Follow them on Facebook for the latest and greatest that is Stone Canyon. Experience more than just great pizza at the Stone Canyon Pizza Company.
Well, hello, this is Jay Nauer with WestPlatteSports.com. We have with us the head football coach of the West Platte Blue Jays. Oh, wait a minute, I'll rephrase that. The head football coach of the district championship West Platte Blue Jays, Coach Taylor Gallagher. Sorry about that, Coach. The Blue Jays took on the North Platte Panthers in the Class 1 District 6 championship battle at Rudolph Eskridge Stadium last Friday night. It was expected it would be a battle similar to the Tobacco Stick rivalry game 3 weeks ago, and tensions were high for the district championship duel between these two teams. The Panthers took their initial possession with an impressive drive that gobbled up yards and time and seemed to be their strategy for the night, as Dylan Armstrong scored on a 2-yard quarterback keeper on a touchdown by the Panthers and finished a 61-yard drive that burned just over 8 minutes. The Blue Jays knew that they would have to be efficient on offense, and indeed they were on their drive in response as quickly they took their position for an up-tempo strategy and got on the board with a 40-yard touchdown run with an option keeper by Jet Chandler, and with Joe Blake extra point, it made it a 1-point Blue Jay lead, 7-6 score with 2:11 left in the first quarter. Well, the Panthers responded with a drive that featured a few passes and led them to a 2-yard touchdown quarterback keeper by Dylan Armstrong to get the Panthers back in the lead with the 2-point extra point attempt good. The lead 14-7 with the 6:32 left in the half. The Blue Jays were driving on their next possession and made a decision to go for it on fourth down on their own 43-yard line, but a well-placed and timed blitz by North Platte stopped the Blue Jays on that drive, and the Panthers took advantage with this drive starting at the West Platte 39, and this particular drive saw another 2-yard run, and with a following 2-point conversion to make the score 22-7 with 52 seconds left in the half. And for the Blue Jays, no timeouts were left to use. So Blue Jays would have to be crafty to try to do what they just did to finish out the half. The Blue Jays used their effective passing strategy to move the ball up the field using out routes and stop the clock. And with 2 seconds left on the clock, Jet Chandler lets a pass fly to the waiting arms of Alex Kinslow to make it 22-13 in the half. Missed extra point attempt afterwards, but caused a little bit of momentum for the Blue Jays, Coach. Once again, Blue Jays scoring at the very end of the first half. What were your thoughts as you get ready to go into half, and maybe what you communicate during halftime? What were your thoughts going through your mind at that point?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the going for it on fourth, I probably got a little bit too aggressive there based on the field position, but and then they made a nice play. So for them to go up 2 scores, it kind of put a little bit of pressure on us with, the effectiveness that they were having, keeping the ball, keeping their drive alive. So, yeah, we get the ball with 52 seconds left. The nice thing about that situation, other than that we practice it weekly, is that we do have a kicker. And so, in your mind, you're thinking, okay, we got to get to the 25 or something and try a 40-yard field goal. Best case scenario, we can get a shot at 3. But you also understand the situation, and so you're not like expecting too much, because that's a pretty tough situation to be in at your own 20, 50 seconds, no timeouts. And I think the kids knew that too. So it wasn't, I think we kind of went into that drive like, let's see if we can make something happen here. But it also wasn't, do or die in a sense, because I think we all understood that it was a challenge and it would be great if it happened. But it wasn't like, I was going to come unglued, or we were going to be upset, or they were going to, be punished, or it was, if it didn't work out. So there was kind of that relaxation, like, hey, let's go see if we can do this. And if not, the chips are against us anyway.
Yeah.
I think the kids did a nice job. We tried a couple different strategies there. We threw a couple short passes, got out of bounds. Jet scrambled, and we were able to execute the kill clock, which, if you remember a week ago, we did that against Penny, and we didn't get lined up right, and so we got a penalty on the kill clock that would have gave us a shot at a field goal. And so a 5-second runoff, and the half was over. So we learned from that. We got lined up, got the ball spiked, and then we're able to kind of just keep moving the ball, and then just taking a little bit at a time. And then obviously they called the timeout to try to get squared away, and that allowed us to talk a little bit there for that last play. And it was, basically just a Hail Mary. I mean, put 3 guys over there, 4 actually, and then told them, hey, throw it up high. If you can't catch it, tip it backwards. Mark, you be behind him. Joe, you be in front of him, and look for a rebound. And that you're just kind of hoping for the best at that point. And the kids did a nice job of Jet bought a little bit of time, threw the ball up high in the air, and Alex was able to make a good play on it. We were inbounds, and so yeah, it was good. It was good. I think we all kind of, like, obviously we celebrated in the moment, but we all kind of knew we were still behind and that there was work to do. So it was mostly just a little bit of a relief, more so than momentum. I think we all kind of went into halftime still with the understanding that we got to get a couple things figured out. Like, this wasn't just like, hey, we got this. It was, all right, that helps. But I think everybody kind of understood, like, let's talk this out. What do we got to do here? I guess what I'm trying to say is it took a little bit of pressure off us needing to be perfect for the entire rest of the game, which is a big thing. When you go out there and you think everything has to be perfect, when it's not, you can start to press. So that touchdown helped us have a little bit of room where if something didn't go perfect in the second half, it wasn't the end of the world, because we weren't down 15. But credit to the boys for putting it together and sticking with it, and the pass protection and all that stuff, and Jet and those guys making plays. It was it was fun to go rewatch, because I think the most impressive thing about that whole situation was I think we ran 4 plays in the first drive, 4 plays in the second drive, and then this last drive of the half was only 50 seconds long, but it was 10 plays. So we ran 18 plays in the first half, and 10 of them were on the last 50 seconds.
Yeah. And I tell you, I got a kick out of how in some ways maybe the crowd a little bit, and was a little bit reserved on it because I guess they've seen it before. But I think the attitude, from what I could tell from where our vantage point was, it kind of, everybody gave, okay, we did that. Now we got some work to do. I get it. And of course, the halftime, and then the second half coming up.
Yeah. And, going into halftime, it was nice. It was nice to just be within striking distance. We were still down 2 scores, kind of had a couple of plays there on the extra point attempt with the false start and then the snap through the hands. So that didn't help because it kept it a 2-score game.
Yep.
Had we made the extra point, it would have been an 8-point game, and obviously that makes you feel a little bit better. But yeah, taking it into the half, it definitely gave us a little bit of room to have a calm discussion about what needed to happen next.
Well, I tell you what, the Blue Jays came together after the halftime stanza, and started off with a good field position. The kickoff return that came out after the half, the Blue Jays were able to get the ball on the 40-yard line to start their first drive of the half. Now, using the up-tempo that combined with the effective options and strategy on offense, the Blue Jays started to use chunk of yards and just getting them chunks at a time. The drive was completed with a classic play from Chandler to Blaze Maestner. We've seen this several times this year, and Blaze Maestner once again making the adjustment to catch the ball and score in the added touchdown for the Blue Jays with 10:36 left in the third quarter. With the extra 2-point score attempt failed, made it 22-19 with a lead for North Platte still at this point. Now, the Blue Jay defense took on their Mungers Monsters attitude in the second half and stopped the North Platte rushing attack cold on their own 47-yard line. North Platte attempted their first punt of the evening and didn't work out too well for the Panthers as the punt netted 7 yards and put the Blue Jays in good field position at the Panther 47. Now, the Blue Jay offense once again used the option effectively to knock out yardage as Jet Chandler scored his second touchdown in the evening with a beautiful 23-yard run, and combined with Joe Blake extra point gives the Blue Jays the first lead of the night, 26-22, with a 4 minutes and 42 seconds left in the third. Now, the Blue Jay defense took over the moment again as the Blue Jays forced the Panthers to punt, and the Blue Jay offense took over again at their North Platte side of the field on the 49-yard line. Now, the Blue Jays were able to take advantage of good field position and started the fourth quarter off right with another touchdown to add the score to a 5-yard pass from Chandler to Joe Blake. And then Blake adds to his point total to complete the extra point, making it 33-22. A Blue Jay lead with 9:41 left in the contest. Now, the West Platte defense once again would not be denied in stopping North Platte on downs on their next possession. The Blue Jays were rewarded with good field position once again and finishing off with an 8-yard touchdown run by Jet Chandler. And with that extra point, the Blue Jays finished their scoring for the evening after another Joe Blake extra point, making it 40-22 with 2:39 left in the contest. And the Panthers were able to come up with another touchdown late in the contest, which was really immaterial. But the Blue Jays prevailed and win the Class 1 District 6 championship with a 40-30 final score. And once again, just a little footnote: the second consecutive game scoring 40 points or more in playoff action. Coach, you had to feel great about this game, as far as I would assume hitting one of your goals for the year, and just an emotional and celebratory atmosphere after this game. It had to feel pretty good as a coach.
Yeah, for sure. I was just really happy for the boys. You kind of highlighted how well our defense played in the second half, and the truth is we really didn't play that poorly in the first half either. We just kind of gave up a couple of uncharacteristic completions, and that's a credit to North Platte. They got into some sets that we didn't see a lot from them, and we were getting a little bit miscommunicated on the back end as far as it wasn't necessarily a breakdown in technique or anything. It was more just like the back end and the front end weren't communicating properly, so there was some holes in what we were doing. And once we kind of calmed down at halftime and talked it through and made those adjustments, we played decent against the run most of the night. I mean, they're gonna get their yards. Armstrong's a heck of a football player, and they got a bunch of big, strong, athletic offensive linemen. So it's not like you're going to get them to go 3 and out. But we were making them earn their yards in the first half too. They just kind of kept staying on the field and kept their drives alive. And after we were able to adjust and take some of the shots away from them in the air in the second half, kind of the defense was able to keep them into some third and situations where if they didn't get a few yards, they were going to have to punt, and obviously that's what ended up happening. So that's a credit to the boys and to the coaches. Coach Munger and Coach Stout and all those other guys for kind of putting it together, talking calmly at halftime about what needed to change and where we were having trouble, and then the boys just doing it. And offensively, you often say, Jet keeping it on the option, and a lot of those plays weren't option. To your credit, they're supposed to look like option. That's the point. But our offensive line was running several different blocking schemes with some of those runs, and so because we're able to run the option effectively, you're able to kind of dress up the backfield and dress up the motions and the receivers so that it looks like option, and then the defense is scrambling to flow and get stretch, and then maybe we're running ISO, maybe we're running trap, maybe we're running something else up front, but it puts a lot of pressure on the eyes of the defensive players when there's that much stretch, and then you have a quarterback like Jet that can put his foot in the ground and go vertical, but then also you can't let him kick it to McMillan or Wilkins either, because if those guys get the ball with a full head of steam, they're tough to run down. So just a nice job for all those involved to keep with it, keep sticking with it, make adjustments, and then just to be able to have that moment at home for these seniors and those guys that have been here for a long time. I think it was a moment of relief that, hey, we're capable. We've won a big game now, and we enjoyed it for the majority of that weekend.
Certainly, it was a great opportunity just watching everybody celebrate a little bit. And what I mean by that was just taking pictures kind of thing, So it was really neat to do that. And once again, Blue Jays take the district championship, certainly one of the goals I'm sure you had in your book there, Coach. So tell you what, it's on to the next game, right? It's on to the next game. I tell you what, we'll take a quick break as we preview that. We're going to take on the Adrian Blackhawks on a Saturday afternoon special. We'll be right back right after this message. For the best in chiropractic care in the West Platte area, you need to contact Dr. Chris Kinslow. Get rid of that pain in the neck. Check out his location at 2204 Kentucky Street in Platte City, Missouri, or give him a call at 816-812-8262 for the best in chiropractic care in the West Platte area. At 640 Pizza and Pints, their menu offers signature pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more, and also feature gluten-free, quick bite, and vegetarian options. 640 Pizza and Pints are a staple in the area, located in the heart of West Platte at 710 Thomas Street in beautiful downtown Weston. At 640 Pizza and Pints, they say to be weird, be you. Order online at 640pizza.com or call 816-386-4130 for carryout or delivery. The Barty Law Office is the place to go for your legal needs, specializing in estate planning, elder care, probate, and real estate attorney needs. For the best representation by attorney, it's your best interest to turn to the Barty Law Office. Give them a call at 816-386-4025 or check out their website at bartylawfirm.com. Reese Nichols Weston Bend provides a remarkable home buying and selling experience. If you're looking for residential, urban, rural properties, or historic homes in the West Platte area, you need to contact the good people at Reese Nichols Weston Bend for the best personal service that you deserve. Do yourself a favor and give them a call at 816-640-2600 or check out their website at reesenichols.com/Weston. Or better yet, stop by their offices at 18272 Missouri State Highway 45 at Weston. Attic Storage of Platte County is your place to go for storage needs that can be climate controlled with large to small sizes. Attic Storage of Platte County has it all for you with tight security. Conveniently located near the Platte County Fairgrounds and just off I-29, stop by and check them out online at attic-storage.com or call 816-858-2511 and ask how you can get free coffee with your storage rental. All right, well, welcome back. We've got the coach with us here as we preview this next game, the State Quarterfinals. I love this sound. State Quarterfinals going down to Adrian. And just a kind of little bit of history there. We've been there. It was 20 years ago, though, 2005. And actually, Gritz Parker actually played on that team, 2005. Blue Jays won to advance to the state title game on a state championship road season. That was right at the day, right at 20 years ago. Now, some footnotes about the Adrian Blackhawks, just from what little I've been able to attain so far. They're 8-3 record, which is the same matchup, same record as West Platte. They average 31.8 points per game. They allow 15.4 points per game. And their last contest, they beat a very solid Windsor team who were 9-1 at the time when Adrian played them last week. And it looks like Adrian soundly beat them. And, Coach, maybe you can give a little bit more information about this team coming up. But it sounds like a decent matchup, certainly, that we're going to see here as we make a road trip down to Adrian.
Yeah, for sure. They're a good football team. Like you highlighted, they're 8-3. Those 3 losses came early in the season. They were state champions last year in Class 1, and obviously they lost some of those kids from that team, and so I think some of their struggles, if you'll say, that they had earlier in the year, as far as their record is concerned, can probably be attributed to kind of filling some of those holes that those guys left when they graduated. But they've done a really nice job throughout the season of getting better, of coming together as a team, not unlike what we've done as well. And so they're a good football team. They got a great tradition. They've been extremely successful over the last 4, 5, 6 years as far as a win-loss perspective, and some deep playoff runs and a state championship. So they've definitely been here before. They kind of understand the task at hand more so than the experience that we have with this type of game. But yeah, they're a physical team. They play hard. You can tell just from the film that they're well coached, that the players are communicated with very well, just kind of by the way they handle their business. So yeah, it's going to be a real challenge for us. Obviously, we're going there, and it's on a Saturday, and it's going to be something that we're excited for the opportunity. And we feel like there's obviously an opportunity for us to make a statement, but at the same time, as it's kind of been here for the last week, 2, 3 weeks, you can't take anything for granted. They're good enough to put a whooping on us if we're not prepared or we're not playing good football, and I think our kids understand that. But at the same time, we feel like when we play well, we're also a pretty darn good team, and so kind of that's the approach we've taken. Is this is a good football team. It's a well-coached team. It's an experienced team, and we're going to have our A game if we want a chance to come out on top.
Yeah, certainly, just kind of looking at this being a 1 o'clock Saturday afternoon, to me, kind of gives a college feel to it. I guess it's kind of a special moment for the kids to be playing in that type of environment. I know we played on Saturday earlier in the year, but just something special for the kids that are participating there. And Coach, I'm certain it caused you to have a little different week as far as preparation with the extra day.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's nice to have, but at the same time, you don't want to change things up too much. So our schedule for the week has been generally the same. Obviously, we'll have a little bit more time on the field today than we would on a typical Thursday. And then tomorrow will be more like a normal Thursday would be for practice. But up to this point, we've been trying to keep it business as usual, trying to keep the routine the same. And it's a great opportunity for the kids. Like you said, we played on Saturday earlier in the year, but it almost feels like that was an exhibition game at this point, because it was just so first game of the year, so different from what we're used to being involved in. And it playing in the daylight and on a weekend definitely brings a little bit extra juice, and I think our boys are excited for it.
Well, certainly, Coach. I know West Platte Blue Jay Nation is excited for it. In fact, I'm getting texts while we're on the phone here asking questions about the game here Saturday. I know they're excited about it, Coach, and we certainly wish you nothing but the best on your travel down there. I know a lot of people will be down there rooting you on, and certainly I know we'll have several people online now watching the game. Coach, best wishes to you and the West Platte Blue Jays on a West Platte Blue Jay game coming up Saturday for as we go into the state quarterfinals here.
Yeah. I appreciate it. We encourage everybody to show up or make sure they get online and watch it, because it's been awesome just hearing from fans and people in the community how excited they are for the boys. And so definitely want to keep making them proud and try to keep playing football for another week.
We're looking forward to it, Coach. Thanks again.
Yep. Thanks, Jay. Thanks for everything.
Stone Canyon Pizza has been serving the Northland, Kansas City's best pizza for more than 25 years. With their original location at 15 Main Street in historic downtown Parkville, or their newest location at 504 Northeast 70th Street in Gladstone, there is sure to be a location nearby. Visit their website at stonecanyonpizza.com to view the menu, specials, or to place an order online. Follow them on Facebook for the latest and greatest that is Stone Canyon. Experience more than just great pizza at the Stone Canyon Pizza Company.
Norman Landcraft plans landscapes that are beautiful and functional. If you're renovating or starting new, Norman Landcraft will form your property with professional skill. Call Paul Norman at 816-858-2939 to discuss your project for an investment that grows. The Tin Kitchen is the top barbecue destination in the West Platte area and has also established itself to be in the top 20 barbecue restaurants in Kansas City. Tin Kitchen's menu features pecan wood smoked meats straight from the pit, slow smoked for up to 16 hours. It features pulled pork, brisket, chicken, and award-winning barbecue ribs. Stop by the Tin Kitchen at 509 Main Street in Weston, Missouri for a fantastic barbecue dining experience, or check out their catering menu at www.tin-kitchen.com or call them at 816-640-0100.